Do you want to increase inside of God's kingdom the way that he intended for you to increase? One of the strategies he teaches us in his word on how to increase as a kingdom citizen is by using what we already have. He has already given us something. We already are in possession of something that God can use. We have to remember that the thing that we are in possession of, it is God's power that will multiply it. See, we look at the thing that's in our possession and we say, that's too small. That's not enough. How will I increase? How will I multiply? Because of the amount, because of the size of the thing that's in our hand. But it's not us who's multiplying. It's not us who's making it fruitful. It's the power of God and his authority. It's his word and his power that multiplies it. And we see this in the book of Kings with both of the widows. One of the widows was on her last meal that she was going to feed her and her son. One of the widows only had jars. We see this with Jesus feeding the multitudes. He had fish and loaves. We see this when he was multiplying the wine, right? So whatever you have in your possession, financially, begin to bring it before God and ask him. I don't care if it's $5 in your bank account. I don't care if it's $3 in your wallet. I don't care if it's a penny that you found under your couch. Begin to bring it to God and ask him, how do you want to use this? How can you use this, Father, to multiply me? Father, this is what I have. I'm bringing to you what I have. How do you want to multiply me using this? Even if it's a gift, if you know that God has given you a gift and he's called you to the marketplace, Father, I have this gift. This is where I am with this gift. How do you want to use this gift to multiply me? Father, what's in my possession that you have given me right now to multiply me? Begin to ask him that question and allow him to speak to you on what exactly you have in your hands, because whatever you have is worth so much more than you think it is. See, one of the widows, she was on her last meal that she was going to feed her son. She said to Elijah, this is all I have. And a lot of times that is how we think. Human, right? Our human way of thinking. God says his thoughts are higher than our thoughts and his ways are higher than our ways. And so his thought is that last piece of meal, that last $5, that last penny you found in the couch, that gift that you think is underdeveloped, I'm going to take it and I'm going to multiply it. And we're looking at it as it's not enough. How will it be multiplied? How will I get to whatever financial level you're trying to achieve with just this? What you have in your hand, what you are in possession of, is more than enough for the power of God to touch and multiply and elevate you to a financial place that you haven't even thought of yet. The Bible tells us that that same widow who was on her last meal, that her family was fed for the year. The widow with the jars and the oil, it said indefinitely. Jesus, how he multiplied the bread and the fish, they were able to eat, be satisfied, and bring more with them, right? To feed the other people. So whatever you have, it is enough. It is your thought about what you have that's stopping it from multiplying. Begin to lift it before God, just as Jesus did with the fish and the loaves, and begin to ask him, this is what I have. How do you want to use what I have, Father? How do you want to multiply this? If you don't know what you're in possession of that he wants to use, then begin to ask him simply, Father, show me what I'm in possession of that you want to use to multiply me. Be blessed.